going, everybody? Welcome to Level in Jackass. More Matchbox stuff on tap today. We're talking adventure packs, formerly known as Hitch and Haul. This is the new rebranding. They are just called adventure packs now. I can assure you that most likely the name change is to allow them to put anything they want here from now on. It doesn't have to be a truck and a trailer or something that gets towed. Now they're just going to put two models in there with some accessories. Unfortunately, everything to start with for 2025 is carryover. These have been re-released, so there's nothing new in here. They did this before with just the alternating colors on the accessories. Sorry about the glare there. So just different colored accessories. The models are the same, but the two trailers are inverted for their colors, which is something. We'll do a quick comparison. I'm fairly certain that this will be a pretty quick, straightforward thing. There is the whole mix on the back, by the way, in case you were curious. And there is the assortment, deets, and all that good stuff, barcode, just in case you want that. These are not numbered. This is not number 1 or 2 or whatever. Like I said, these are just, realistically, these are just a product filler. I'm not really sure what the point is because, frankly, they're just kind of a waste of time, to be honest with you. So there is our rescue truck. There's the logo there on the side. It says Shark Roundup. A little bit of details on the side: bait, netting, first aid, all that kind of stuff like that. Does have a removable boat that comes off the top. A little bit of details in there with a anchor life vest. There's looks like maybe a walkie-talkie, a couple walkie-talkies in the back. It's a relatively standard kind of hitch connector piece that they used to use for a little bit. This truck does not have an interior. That's why it is allowed to have an extra piece on the back of it to comply with the number of parts to make it budget friendly. Clearly has a tow hitch in the back. It is a white base. This is the original version right here that came out in the hitch and tow back in the Diz. It's dated P48. There is your date code on there, P48. So the one on the bottom will be our existing one, and then the one on the top will be the new one. The details and stuff are the same. They both have a satin finish to the blue. The prints and stuff on the side are the same. The silvers are the same white bases between the two of them as well. They both use the same wheel. Just nothing different. And I knew this was going to be the case. Even the shades and stuff to the colors are exactly the same. And of course, this casting is just not old enough to have any changes to the base. So the original one there on the bottom, the new one there on the top. So nothing different between the two of these, unfortunately, which is a big bummer. So we'll set that back in there. Then of course we have the trailer. This is the it's even called Matchbox Hitch and Haul. It's just called Hitch and Haul. Now this has a couple of different things on the back of it. We'll see one other adaptation for this particular line, but it does come with the jet ski on the back, the white body with the orange underdone. The blue part on this trailer is metal. The white is plastic. So this is the previous one we saw before. They are going to be exactly the same between the two. Actually, there's a pretty good difference between the finish on the trailer. Actually, significantly different on the blue. So the original one there on the top, dated P48, the new one on the bottom. So the one on the top is kind of a dull finish. The one on the bottom definitely has a little bit of sheen to it. It's definitely different. It's different. I'll take that for sure, but you'd really have to pay attention to it. As far as the model itself, the new one right here is your jet ski. The old jet ski right here, the old jet ski is much darker orange, significantly darker on the orange, but the model itself is exactly the same. So we'll take that. I mean, at least the trailer's a little bit different. So we'll just kind of set the trailer over there. We'll put our existing trailer to the side. Now, obviously, this comes with a shark piece right here. This is all rubber. We've seen it before. Nothing particularly fancy. Also comes with this diver right here. Get him to pop out. There is the diver. The molds are pretty good. There's no colors added to them, no print, no nothing like that. They are just a dull, basic diver. And then this is a different style of diver, doing something a little bit different. Swimming a little bit more and just kind of average stuff. But that is the only accessories in this particular one. So we'll put that in there, set that to the side. We'll grab our other one. The truck will be exactly the same, but the trailer will more than likely also be different based on the one that we already saw. And then, of course, the accessories are just the exact same pieces, just in separate colors. We'll set that stuff to the side. Even the shark is in a different color. This is a much, much lighter gray. So even the shark is a different color, in case you care about that type of thing. There is the other one. So this is the inverted color. So instead of a white body trailer, this is an orange body trailer. Then they have the inverted colors for the Ski-Doo, jet ski, however you want to call it. This one has gray handlebars, which is existent on the previous one as well. That one also had gray handlebars. The oranges, again, very, very different. Very, very much different. Very much darker on the new one. And then, of course, the base is exactly the same color variants on there. So we'll take that. It's, you know, it's really not a whole lot, but I guess it's something. If you're a ridiculous ultra completist like I am, this is the kind of stuff you're going to deal with, which is perfectly fine. All right, next one up. This one is your Hazard Squad with the mobile light truck, mobile light trailer. This one is a little bit, so the first one we looked at, that was kind of earlier hitch and haul. This was later hitch and haul when they actually put some time into some of the accessories in here. So there's actually some better accessories in this particular pack, which is pretty nice. As a matter of fact, I think the next two packs actually have relatively decent accessories in them. We'll just showcase that real quick. A couple of firefighters with some extra print on there. Nothing super fancy, but just a little bit extra on there. And that goes all the way around. Of course, they painted up the hose, which is pretty nice. Set that to the side. Got to take the Hazard Squad out to get the other accessory out on this particular side, which is just a sign. But that's actually printed. I think the original one might have been a sticker, but this one's actually printed. So that's pretty nice. It says Matchbox Technical Institute, Jobs, Training, Education. Nothing on this side, but it still looks pretty good. So it's not a bad accessory. We'll just set that to the side. And of course, a couple of kind of traffic barriers. There'd be lights on the top. There's no little piece in the middle here, so you don't have to worry about breaking or anything. And they are very, very flexible, as you can see. So don't have to worry about people breaking those. And then the last one is, of course, the mobile light truck itself. This is from the Hero City era, so that goes up, and then it does have one extension to go up, which is kind of weird. The outside extends instead of the inside, which is kind of weird. It doesn't stay up. It falls down a little bit. It's not too bad, but it does fall down and then goes down. Now, there's a hitch on the front and a hitch on the back, so you could like put a bunch of these in tandem and tow them around. But realistically, you would, obviously tow it with the Hazard Squad just like that. Not a whole lot of turning capability to it, but it's there. This is our original Hazard Squad right here. This one is dated S36, so that will be the one on the top. This is the updated casting for, of course, both of them. So unfortunately, it's going to be a plastic body, metal base with the tow hitch. The tow hitch was also added additionally. So there's been a few revisions for this. This is their Matchbox Fire Department, deco that they've kind of moved into. I think they're doing a pretty good job. The grays on the inside, interior is a little bit different. You can tell this one is much darker red than this one. The new one, the original one, there on the top is much darker red plastic. Again, being crazy, crazy completist, that's just kind of the way it works. Base deets on the bottom, there you go. They are both silver painted bases, so no changes to that. It's pretty straightforward. The decals are the same between the two. But definitely darker red plastic for that one on the top, being our original OG. So that is going to be the new stuff we're going to put out there. And then taking a look at the mobile light truck. So there is the deets on the side. Uses the super fast wheel, which is a pretty good wheel. The prints on the side are exactly the same. Unit number 23 between the two. Pretty straightforward. A little bit of silver print on there. Deets on the other side, also pretty straightforward. Looks like all the exact same size font, all that good stuff like that. As far as the reds go, they are pretty close. They are basically spot on. Might be a little bit more shine for this one on the left, which is the new one. and then S36, which of course is the original. Nothing different with the base deets. They are exactly the same between the two. Base colors are also the same, and then of course there is the light piece on the top, which is the same between the two as well. So maybe a little bit more shine in the new one versus the original. Maybe. That's really stretching it, though. It really, really is stretching it quite a bit. All right, next one up, Snow Thrasher and the Snowmobile trailer. It's the exact same trailer, but it does have a snowmobile on it now. This is also a little bit later release, so you can see it has better accessories in there with a little bit of extra print. Crack this one open. Again, just more carry forwards, just trying to roll through these relatively straightforward. There is the polar bear. A little bit of print on the front of the polar bear. Looks pretty good. This is a solid piece of plastic, which is pretty nice. Set that to the side. You get a couple of Huskies, which are pretty nice. Prints are pretty decent. You get a little bit of facial print on there. They are pretty small, especially to hold, but they look good. They look good, especially for being just a cheapy kind of additional little piece in there. And then you do get a worker or somebody to mush the Huskies around and do whatever they need to do. The expedition leader, whatever you want to call him. A little bit of extra print on there, looks pretty decent. You do get the Arctic truck. This is a generic casting. It's called the Snow Thrasher, which is okay. I actually like this one. I think they did a pretty good job on it. I think this definitely looks the part. And then, of course, the trailer with the snowmobile on there. So we'll get the plastic out of here. We'll take a look at our Snow Thrasher first. The new one there on the bottom. The existing one there on the top. The finishes to the red are dramatically different. The original here, I'm sorry, this is the new one. Yep. So the new one is the brighter one. So new one on here on the bottom on the left has a much brighter finish to it. They are both a bit satin finish to it, but the original one up here is significantly darker. Definitely significantly darker. And then just looking at the print on the side, the details and stuff are the same. The deco's the same, all that kind of stuff like that. The print's a little bit different for the font size. This one right here being the new one is a little bit smaller, actually a little bit bigger print than the original, but the details and stuff are exactly the same. Same wheels, same base color, same clear window, same trailer hitch on there, all that good stuff like that. Pretty dramatic change between the reds right there. And then, of course, there is, no date code on the new one, and the original one is S13. So give you an idea when that one was coming out. So we'll put the new one there, and then we'll take a look at our trailer right here with the snowmobile. This is just a little accessory, just like the other one that we saw. Exact same trailer as the jet ski that we saw. Also holds on with that little piece in there just to keep it from going. It doesn't hold it, firmly, so it will come off of there. It's not a friction fit or nothing like that. As far as the snowmobile pieces, they are exactly the same. The fit and finish are exactly the same. The colors are going to be pretty close. The oranges are very, very close together. It's just three basic pieces that make this up. So the snowmobile itself is pretty straightforward. The trailer, clearly the red plastic is much, much darker. On the original one, you can see the base deets right there. It is a painted base. The print or the color prints are exactly the same. Obviously, that one on the right there is the original, but the plastic is much, much darker on that one than the new one, which is much, much lighter. As I drop the trailer, but the deco on the side, the wheels are exactly the same between the two. So we'll get our new one popped out there, get the other one back here. And then the very last one in the Adventure Pack 2025 initial mix. This is your tilt and tip and your MBX flat trailer. This is probably one of the most recent ones to come out. This actually sports the 70th anniversary construction theme deco. So kind of, I guess maybe kind of nice that this particular one came out. There are quite a few accessories in this one. It comes with a couple of basic cones, just orange cones. They do stack in case you want to, but they are giant cones, by the way, just huge cones. Get the workers out of here. So we do have one worker with the high visibility vest, and a broom, which looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of extra print for the hat. and the print goes all the way around. So there's actually a pretty decent amount of print to these accessories. And then, of course, your flagger, who for some reason seems to have a mask on for some reason, which is kind of weird. But he does have a flag, you know, to make sure you slow down in the work zone, assuming these guys are working on the streets. And then, of course, just a little piece of fake dirt. So nothing particularly fancy with that. We will slide the trailer out. We'll slide the tilt-in tip. Yes, this guy is called the tilt-in tip. And he does indeed tip just like that. Of course, it's all sealed. It's all closed in, so it doesn't... You can't actually dump with it, but at least they tried to put a moving feature in there. Generic casting, nothing fancy with it. It does have a window in there. This is the original version right here. This one dated S27. So taking a look at the base dates, they are exactly the same. Nothing changed with the baits. The original one there on the top, there is definitely a significant color change to the yellows. We'll take a look at that here in a second, but the deco is exactly the same. This is Matchbox on the side. This is unit number 20. They both have the same basic colors and stuff like that. Details from the front, pretty straightforward. But when you start to look at them, you'll see that the one on the right is significantly darker orange. That is the original one. The new one on the left is much, much lighter. So we'll put that there. Same wheels between the two of them as well. So make some moves for the trailer stuff here. And then our very last trailer right here, this of course is the excavator trailer. It does go up and down. Of course, you can take the excavator off, and it does do 360. So they tried to do as much as they could. There's no print on it whatsoever, but it does look the part. This is their universal trailer right here. Again, uses that same style of kind of hitch piece, but kind of inverted. It's a pretty decent trailer. This trailer's been around for a little bit. Utility flatbed trailer. They've used this for all kinds of different stuff. They just put basically different pieces on the top of it. It is plastic with some metal. The over fenders are metal, and then of course the base is all plastic. The piece right here at the bottom of the excavator just sits right on there, just like that. And it is a good friction fit, so it does stay on there, won't come off. So that looks pretty decent. This is the original one here. Of course, we've already seen the date code S27. Between the two of them, the oranges are completely different. This one is kind of a more complete, I guess, better looking orange. This is much lighter, just appears a little bit thinner overall in quality. It's kind of hard to explain. But the scoop pieces are exactly the same. The wheels on the trailers are exactly the same. The base colors are exactly the same. Nothing is different with those. The painted metal part between the two trailers are exactly the same as well. So a little bit of shade difference between the two, but not super dramatic. But I guess it's enough. It's enough to say it's kind of a whatever. So there you go. Just kind of a straightforward, way longer video than I anticipated this to be, just to kind of show off the hitch and haul replacement, which is now called Adventure Packs. All repurposed. It's just carried forward. I don't know where these are going to show up. I bought a case just to do this video for you guys, so you guys can determine whether or not you want to waste your money or not. It's really not worth it unless you're a super completist. But anyways, there is Adventure Packs. Hopefully that will improve as the year goes on, but that's what we're starting with. So appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And you stick through that video. I truly, truly appreciate that. So peace.